Hello there and welcome to the Reading Bud Fiction Book Reviews. My name is Hina Rathore P and I'm a crime and thriller author and an international book reviewer. I review books given to me by authors, publishers, editors and publicists from around the world in exchange for honest reviews. I also review books for NetGalley and Adelaide Literary Magazine along with a few other book reviewing platforms. I've been reviewing books from last 2.5 years and so far I've reviewed more than 150 titles on request. To read all my reviews, you can visit my blog, The Reading Bud, at www.thereadingbud.com. This is episode number 5 of the Reading Bud Fiction Book Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing In the Blood by R.L. Martinez. Following are the book details. Name: In the Blood. Author: R.L. Martinez. Release date: March 21, 2016. Series: The Witch Breed series. Book number 1. Genre: High Fantasy, Magic Realism. Edition: Ebook, Kindle. Pages: 365. Publisher: Lakewater Press. Source: Publisher. My rating: 5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed In the Blood through and through. I picked up this book in hopes of reading a decent fantasy novel, but this book pleasantly surprised the hell out of me. It is an epic book with a brilliant plot, stunning characterization, and beautiful writing, all weaved together into a fantastic work that I was lucky enough to read. This book has everything a fantasy lover craves: a new world to get completely lost into, characters whom you can love and hate forming unbreakable emotional bonds, and a story that'll make you forget everything else. I was completely blown by the simplicity of this book and I'm eagerly waiting for the next part in this wondrous series. In this book, the author uses realism as a weapon. Not all tales of good witches and helping shapeshifters end happily, and I'm really glad to say that this book made me realize that the world of magic is not something to play around with. R.L. Martinez uses her dark imagination to plough the fields of her war wrought world with realism. It really made the entire witch breed concept interesting and mesmerizing. Now, I'm actually afraid of witches, which is something that is always missing in most of the fantasy novels. The author's writing was really smooth and the pacing was exceptional. The romance in this book literally swept me off my feet because of its simplicity and subtlety. At first, the timeline seemed a little jumbled, but once I got in sync with the story, I was able to make out the timelines pretty clearly. In spite of all the raves, there was one significant negative that stood out while reading this book, and it was the fact that most of the names, both of places and people, were odd and difficult to pronounce. It made it a bit difficult for me to enjoy the first few pages, but once I let go of my obsession of pronouncing the word right, I was able to get into the book easily enough. Though I'm pretty sure I've got more than half of the names wrong. And to be honest, this book is so great that I don't even care about it anymore. As I said earlier, the characterization is brilliant. I felt a really strong connection with the leading twin ladies of this book. I'm not gonna say the names as I'm sure I'll pronounce them wrong. The other characters were so good that I felt a bond with each and every single character, secondary as well as not so important ones too. This book ended on an excellent note with a smasher of a cliffhanger. After reading the last page, I was literally pulling at my hair. I love this book and I think that everyone on this planet should read this series as I think that everyone will love it. Thanks a lot for listening to this podcast. If you like this review, please share this podcast with your family and friends on Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp. To read this review, please visit my blog, The Reading Bud, at www.thereadingbud.com. You can also read this review at Goodreads and Amazon. Thanks again for listening. This is your friend Hina, aka The Reading Bud, signing off.